Africans celebrating fellow Africans. Today we are celebrating the achievements of Mr. Bakary Jammeh from the Gambia, West Africa. Mr. Bakary Jammeh is a Gambian econometrician and a former governor, Central Bank of the Gambia. He served as governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia from May 2017 to September 2020. He joined the Central Bank of the Gambia in July 2002 as economist. He also worked at African Department, International Monetary Fund, IMF, from August 2014 to August 2015 as special appointee. While at the IMF, Mr. Jammeh was working on the economy of Seychelles. He joined Mission for consultations, and he was also monitoring their state-owned enterprises, including their policies and fiscal risks. Prior to his appointment as governor, he was deputy director at Central Bank of the Gambia. He was providing research, technical, policy, and administrative leadership of the department. As governor, he was the chief executive officer of the bank and chief regulator of the financial sector. He was responsible for monetary, exchange rate, and financial sector policies. On October 1, 2020, he was appointed as Trade Minister of the Gambia, but it was declined by him. His achievements as governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia are as follows. 1. Able to achieve and maintain strong track record of policy implementations. 2. Monetary policy framework was reformed with the introduction of interest rate corridor. 3. A standing lending and deposit facilities were introduced. 4. The discount window was also reformed. Similarly, short-term central bank bills were introduced for monetary policy purposes only. 5. Central bank foreign exchange intervention policy was reformed. The bank intervenes only to build reserves and ensure market orderliness. 6. An auction system was introduced, which ensures transparency and confidence in the market. 7. Reserve requirement maintenance period was increased from 1 week to 2 weeks. 8. Central bank governance was reformed to ensure independence. This was done by reviewing the Central Bank Act, which was approved by the National Assembly of the Gambia. 9. A policy of opening and closing of accounts was introduced and payment system infrastructure was modernized, including the upgrade of switch to a secured environment, enhanced cybersecurity, and capacity building. 10. Direct financing of the budget, which used to be a major challenge for the country, was eliminated. 11. Government position with the central bank is determined before close of business each day, and this is important for cash management and expenditure control. Accounts were close. Balances in the remaining government accounts are transferred to the Treasury main account before close of business each day. 12. New banknote were introduced to replace the existing ones in circulation. These banknotes were printed using state-of-the-art technology. They also represent our flora and fauna, and they are highly secured. 13. We successfully completed staff-monitored program with the IMF and migrated to Extended Credit Facility Program, ECF, and delivered substantial amount of resources to the country. The bank met all the structural and quantitative criteria under the ECF program during my tenure. 13. As a result of strong track record of policy implementation and reforms, price stability was achieved and maintained. Inflation fell to 5.4% in August 2020, close to the bank's target of 5%. The balance sheet of the bank more than doubled from May 2017 to September 2020. 14. Assets of the bank increased from $16 billion in 2017 to $38 billion in September 2020, driven by international reserve accumulation. International reserves of the bank increased from less than 1 month of imports in May 2017 to more than 5 months of imports in September 2020. Central Bank of the Gambia was highly profitable. 15. The banking sector was highly profitable, liquid, and stable. Asset quality of the sector remained high. Non-performing loans ratio was about 4% in September 2020, the lowest in the sub-region. Liquidity ratio of the banks was above 90% during the period. Credit to the private sector grew on average by more than 20%. In the face of low and stable inflation, the bank gradually reduced interest rate by 10 percentage points from 20% in 2017 to 10% in September 2020. 16. He was chairman, Committee of Governors. West African Monetary Institute, West African Monetary Agency and West Africa Bureau, Association of African Central Banks, Chairman of Monetary Policy Committee, Board of Directors of the Central Bank of the Gambia. If you want to find out more about Mr. Bakary Jammeh's achievements and buying of his book, General Theory of Employment, Exports, Monetary and Fiscal, kindly contact him on his email address, bakaryjammeh@yahoo.com or on WhatsApp +220 756 7779. Thanks.